guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back on the test server and we're looking at the Bountiful Trials of Morrow. So the trials do have a little bit of a caveat this time because they did upgrade it with the guild trials. So you can get a lot of additional loot out of here, out of this little piece right in the middle. Looks like trial leaderboards anarchy is on there, but we're gonna go through the regular trial for the hero right now. And then we're gonna take a look at the guild trials. So moving just over to our right, it is actually going to be comprised of Morrow in the back left. We are going to do Hendrik in here with Rowan, so a solid front line. We're going to have Falks and we're going to have Belinda, which, I mean, that's a team of 5 light bearers. So very interesting. One thing to remember with Morrow, and we'll slow this down a little bit, is looking at his attack, it actually kind of, when he casts it, goes in a V pattern. For the damage for the crowd control. So you do have to remember that 3.57 million damage. Again, because it does go kind of in that V pattern, you do have to remember where his placement went, which we'll look at right here. So from casting here, it will actually just hit kind of like a pinpoint, like almost like a V pattern here. So it will not get any of these bottom 2 heroes, which is just something to remember when you're doing the placement of Morrow within the campaign where you're utilizing him. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does work well with Falks. I can see the multiple forms of crowd control working really well. Also with Hendrik. Hendrik is really the only real tank that players are using for the light bearer. I know he does make the wish list cut, but he is one hero that players are utilizing to go ahead and build him. So looking down on the bottom, Morrow is actually going to stay in that same position, but this is going to bring in Scrag and it's going to bring in Satrena. And then we're going to look for the Lorzen Link and then Flora. So again, an interesting combination in here. It's kind of a little bit of an invade team, but we have Flora up here to kind of keep everyone locked down to the back, meaning that when Morrow does his ultimate ability, well, he's not going to ult on that one, but would do a considerable amount of damage with stacking the heroes together. Even your 1.5, so right on par, the tank doing 1.5 as well to see exactly how much damage they're doing. It's going to be interesting because a lot of people have said that it is pretty insubstantial, the amount of damage that he's doing. The crowd control, of course, is going to be pivotal when it comes to AFK Arena, but the crowd control aspect, the cocoon aspect that he does, the multiple forms of crowd control, seem like it would be very powerful, but we have yet to be seen, guys. So a lot of players have also talked about a signature item, which we'll touch on in just a little bit. One of the caveats to seeing how he's going to be built or seeing how to successfully use him, which again, we'll talk about the signature items in just a couple minutes. Had a lot of comments up on Reddit, had a lot of comments up on Discord. So in this one, we're going to go with Lucius and we're going to go with the Strilda. Morrow is going to drop to the bottom to make room for Nara. And that is right, guys, a team comp with Peggy. So very interesting to have the guards in here. And it's, again, I don't know the feasibility of this when it comes to campaign gameplay, because we know Lucius isn't used. We know Strilda isn't used. Nara kind of situational. Peggy not used at all. And then Morrow, again, still yet to be seen exactly how effective he is going to be when it comes to the campaign. So sliding over to the right, again, this is our final formation. So this is all 6 of our treasure chests. We used to have to run this, I believe there was 12 chests. Now they've reduced it to 6 to go ahead and try out the new heroes, which is a pretty cool aspect. Boom, there's his massive crowd control there. In such a cool animation. I still cannot believe that they made this guy a light bearer hero, but very cool indeed. So guys, that will do it for the trial. So let's take a quick look at the guild trials, because this is a new feature that was added with patch 1.7. So within the guild, within this feature, we can actually go in here and there's a Coliseum in the middle, highest guild rating 380. Big thing with this is you want to focus on the reward. So the higher that you can push this, the more that you can push this guild trial, the more rewards you're going to get. The rewards, I believe, Complete one guild trial. Well, they'll give us diamonds there. So I'm actually getting free diamonds to complete the guild trial. Second stage begins in 2 days, 22 hours. So going to be interesting to see what the second stage is. But we can get some free diamonds out of here. It is going on for 9 hours. So you just make different team comps. So you do have to fight all 5 and you do have to win all 5. The leaderboard up here, we got Anarchy at 515, which this is what you want to focus on, guys, is they are going to give you a ton of guild coins. Even here, 210,000 guild coins. Remember, those are going to be distributed among the guild members at the guild grounds. So it is going to be a division factor within there. So right now, Fairy Tale, we're at 210. So not doing too bad. I mean, anytime that you're going to get free loot is definitely worth it. So we're 11 to 50, which we usually run right around there or right around the top 10. So again, guys, looking at the formations, you can go through here. Formations are locked, which is awesome. Even though we have Reddit and Discord, you can figure out what the formations were and what the formations are looking at when it comes to building the hero. All right, so this is the point that players have touched on when it comes to Discord and when it comes to Reddit, looking at his signature item. So this is really the big thing. After releasing Corgus, a murder of crows assails the enemy target, ignoring their defense and dealing 100% damage per second to the target until the manipulation ends. So the bug here is players are building to +10, players are building to +20, even building up the signature item to +29. The problem is if you unlock it to a +30, right here, allied units will prioritize their attacks against enemies that have not been manipulated by the demonic murmurs. So if a hero has been manipulated by the demonic murmurs, allies units will prioritize their attacks against enemies that have not been manipulated. And that's really the point that people are making, is when you look at the skill of demonic murmurs, releases damage to the enemy that has dealt the highest total amount of damage. So the hero you have in the formation that has done the highest total amount of damage is going to be Dark Murmurs, which is usually the case of it being the strongest hero. Now, with the +30 signature item, your enemy or your forces, your allies are not going to attack that target, which seems very broken, because if that target happens to be Ainz that did the most damage, the Dark Murmurs will go onto Ainz, and then this says they will go against enemies, prioritizing enemies that have not been manipulated by the ability. So as of right now, since he is being released, or he will be up by the time we see this, make sure you don't max him out to a +30 signature item. That is right, guys. He is a hero. We are not going to max out to the +30 signature item until we see him actually up and live. I know it only applies to a couple of players that are going to build him upon release. But again, guys, his +30 signature item right now is broken because you're effectively not going to prioritize or not going to attack the strongest hero within a formation. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.